Cool. So,
Oh,
how are you? You all right?
yeah, I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you. Are you all ready for Christmas?
Yeah, I am, weirdly enough.
Really?
I'm not usually ready this early. I've managed it this year.
That's very impressive. December, right? I mean, the whole year's flown by, but December in particular, I'm thinking, yeah, I've got ages to go, and it comes around really quick. And
Yeah,
but
it does.
I'm actually just about done with my shopping, which there's a few little bits and bobs I need to get, but it's very
Mm.
unusual for me to be sorted this soon.
I usually leave it at the last minute and then I'm in a huge panic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's how it should be done, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah, it's not Christmas without a
I
Home Alone
meltdown.
moment, is it?
I've not I've not got the decorations up yet though, so I'll have to do that.
You've not got them up.
Nah.
Oh, come on, Matthew.
I left
That's
till about Christmas Eve last year, you know. That's shocking, isn't it?
oh,
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put them up this week. I'm definitely going to put them up this week, and then
I
um,
think you need to put them up tonight.
well, I'm at Mel's, so
Oh, but yeah, I suppose,
I'm back
yeah.
tomorrow. But then Gabe's got football training tomorrow evening, and you know how it is. Yeah, there's always a reason not to put it off. But
Do you want this little Christmas tree?
that's
You could
cool.
always put this in your front room.
Yeah, that'll make it very festive. Um, right. So, um, what's been going on? What's been happening in that Moss Arts world since the last podcast?
Well, I was looking on Temu the other day and I thought, you know what? I bought so many Christmas presents for all the kids. I think maybe I should buy myself something now.
All right.
So I had a little snoop, came
Right.
across this gorgeous set of pajamas, and I thought, oh, I like that. I thought, I wonder if they've got my size. So I clicked on it, and it come up age 2 to 3, 3 to 4. They were actually kids' pajamas. And weirdly enough, I did that about 3 times on different things. I think, God, I must have like the dress sense of a toddler.
So did you get some in, did you manage to get some in the end?
No, I ended up buying stuff for the kids, but I thought, you know what, I'll wait till after Christmas and I'll just buy myself stuff then. Then I can
Yeah.
just go and
What do you will you be treating yourself to any art supplies or any arty related things?
well, yeah, I have actually bought myself a nice wooden canvas.
Wooden canvas.
Yeah, actually, I have it
Oh,
right here.
that's handy.
Ta-da!
Oh wow.
It's from the range and it is, I think, 16 by 20
All
and
right.
it is £7.49.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
It's the dog.
What was that?
Second.
Okay.
Huh. It wasn't the dog. She thought somebody knocked at the door, but it was me knocking on the canvas. So yes. Now calm down.
Hello, Peppa.
She
Um,
said she feels a bit awkward on camera.
so with the wooden canvas, had you been, did you go specifically to get one of them, or did you just see it and think, "Oh, I'm gonna get that"?
No, so I did actually get this on purpose, this one, because do you know my character that I'm doing for my
Yeah,
children's book? So
yeah,
I bought a wooden canvas, oh God, months ago. And we'd gone to the range with John's mum, and I just seen it and thought, oh, I might get that. So I bought
yeah,
it, and I've never used it. And it was just upstairs, and I ran out of canvases, and I thought, oh, I'll do it on that. And I really enjoyed painting it because it's so
yeah,
smooth. And you know, well, you'll know yourself when you do a painting on a canvas, and then you try and photograph it. It sometimes has a weird effect on it.
yeah.
So I thought, well, if it's a wooden one, then hopefully it won't. And it photographed way better, and it was a lot
All right.
smoother. And I thought, I actually prefer the wooden canvas to the ordinary one now. So I think I will just carry on buying these.
Oh well, that's interesting. I've never
Yeah,
seen them before. Um, yeah, well, because I knew this was going to happen sometime. Went to because I get mine from the works. I just get 10
yeah,
by 12 canvas boards. And you get like three. Well, it was three for £4. Now it's three for £5. Um,
yeah,
and I've just always painted on them. And then there's normally two tables giving over all of the canvases and different shapes and sizes and all
yeah.
that stuff. And it's down to one table now, and it's been getting harder to find them. I've been having to like ask if there's any in the storeroom out the back, and I've always
Mm.
managed to get some, but yeah, this time don't have any. So I've got a slightly bigger canvas that I'm using for my current pieces that I'm working on. So
What
yeah,
are you working on then?
um, I'm doing a Christmas, a couple of Christmas presents.
Oh, right. So you can't
One,
really show them on here then.
so I've done one for my son, which I've shown you, but I haven't been able to obviously post a picture of it, but I will after Christmas.
But
Um,
that one that you have done that you have shown me that we can't speak about today,
yeah, yeah.
it's amazing.
Oh, thank
Really,
you,
really, really good. Yeah, it's
thank
the
you. Well,
likenesses
hopefully
are
he'll think so as
fantastic.
well.
I'm sure we will.
Cool. Yeah, well, I'm happy with it. And then the one I'm doing for someone else. I want to, but I won't say who just in case they're watching.
Yeah,
But it's on the bigger canvas. Um, but it's a real kind of close up on
right.
the person. So the face takes up most of the canvas with
Yeah.
with the hair. So there's no pretty much no background space on it. So and I'm just using three paints. So I wanted to do something
Right.
different and challenge myself. So I'm just
Yeah.
using burnt umber brown, um, a red, a cadmium red, and white.
Yeah.
So I'm
Oh,
just
this does
limiting
sound very
myself to those.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah. It's good to do something a little different every now and again. I
Mm.
think. So yeah, I'm happy with where that's at so far. I reckon another few, yeah, another two, three sittings and that one will be done. So yeah.
Yeah. Or will you make sure that you let me know what it is and show me it? You know, I like
Oh
to have a little
well,
spam.
I will. And so, what about you? I know certainly one of the things that you're working on, but I'll let you say what you want to talk about first in terms of
Um,
what you've got going on.
so yeah, so I started it, it was a character. I thought I want to do a character. And I sat there with an envelope on the night and John had just come in from work and I had a pen. I was just scribbling round and then I just sort of this character appeared and I thought, oh, I like him. He's very simple, but I like him a lot. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to paint this character. And he was meant to have a load of spots. He's a palette with arms and legs and everything. And he was meant to have spots of paint on him, and that's how he was on his little design. But when I came to painting him, I put him like a really pastel coloured background. And I thought he doesn't look right with spots on. So I missed them off on purpose and I painted him white. And then I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if there was a reason he didn't have any spots? So then I started to think of, because you know, I like to write poetry.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just started to think of all these thoughts started flying in my head. So I'm like, oh God, so I'm quickly writing them all down. And then before I know it, I've got this poem about this character. He's actually called Pedro Palette, just so you've got a name for the face. um, and then before I knew it, it's like a few people on my page had said, oh, this would be look great in a children's book. And I thought, well, I've got the poem there. I'm going to make a children's book. So it took me
Gosh.
about 3 days to design the whole cover and everything, which I did. It was very technical, trying to
Mm.
get my head around how you do it on this Canva, and then you've
Yeah.
got to do it onto Amazon and so. But I've managed to figure it all out, thank God. And so I've got all that sorted now, and so I've got all my stuff ready. And I was hoping that all last week I could have concentrated on the illustrations for the inside of the book. However, as you know, I had to go to the hospital and have some investigations done, which I didn't know whether to talk about actually, because I thought it might sound a bit minging. But
To be
I
honest,
thought, do you know what?
we talk about all sorts. I don't think our audience is
Well,
squeamish.
yeah. No, I don't think they are. Not when we've talked about toes and worms, bums, and all
Exactly.
sorts, as we
Exactly.
have on previous podcasts. But I thought, well, do you know what? Why would I feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't mention it on the podcast? Is the exact reason why I should mention it on the podcast. Because then it's,
Yeah.
might make other people feel not so
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
embarrassed about that. So I thought, yeah, do you know what? I'll throw myself in feet first and just tell you about it. So
Okay.
I had to have hang on, endoscopy. That's what it's called. So when you say an endoscopy, people think it's like a camera down the throat, which it usually is. But for me, luckily, I didn't have to have that done. So it was very hard work. I know that. I wouldn't recommend it, and I would not give it 5 stars either. It was, so I went to the hospital. They basically said, right, you've got to only eat for 5 days before potatoes, you can have butter, you can have rice, white bread. You're allowed a bit of chocolate, they said, so that was all right. But literally, the food for like 5 whole days was so bland. Like honestly, it was awful. You
Oh,
don't
that's
realise
not
like
good.
how tasteless them foods are when you can't add things to them.
Yeah.
So, and it was a killer as well because John decided to order a Chinese and I had to get boiled rice.
Yeah, that's not
And I
good.
never ever want to
That's not
see
good.
I never want to see boiled rice again, ever in my whole life. Um, so
What did John
for
get?
5 days, this very bland diet that he got bloody what was it? Crispy crispy beef, like honey and chili flavored, and I was looking at him like
We're in it
but
together.
and I did have to come home as well and cook the kids' food. But yeah, so on the 5th day of this bland eating, I wasn't allowed any food at all, nothing. From the morning, I had to stop eating before 12 o'clock the day before, and I couldn't eat nothing at all. I could only drink water or black tea or black coffee. And that was for
Heck,
the full day. I was
good
absolutely
lad.
starving. I had to cook the kids' tea whilst I was starving, which was, yeah, I realised my willpower was very good at that
Right, I'm
point.
curious now.
I mean, I did,
What did you cook them when you couldn't eat? Did you end up kind of cooking
oh, they
something
weren't
you'd
getting anything.
really like to eat, or just some rubbish? Not saying that you
Well,
picked rubbish.
they weren't going to get anything fancy, I can tell you that. I thought, well, if they're going to eat something, it's not going to be anything fancy. It'll be something I can quickly make and get out of my sight
Yeah.
fast. So I made them spaghetti hoops on toast, and I won't lie, I did sink to the bottom of the sea. I was very, very low at one point that I sniffed the fumes from the spaghetti hoops as it passed me on the plate. And
Hey.
but yeah, and then the rest of it's not so pretty, I'll tell you. So then I had no food that day at all. And then I had these sachets they gave me, and they said, read the instructions. You've got to have it at 6 o'clock the night before the endoscopy. So I'm saying, okay. So it was like two sachets. You had to pour it in some water, a pint, by the way, mix it round. It was like salty. It tasted fruity and it was all thick, like, ugh, not nice. And
That was
I
grim.
had to drink that, yeah, within 1 hour. And then on top of that pint, I had to drink another pint of water. So 2 pints in 1 hour, and it was dreadful. Honest to God, it was so bad. The taste was not the best, but if it was only sipping it, I could have managed maybe, but like you had to sip it. But if I could spread it out longer,
Yeah.
but you had to sip it and keep sipping it to have it within the hour. So anyway, that's what it basically was, Matthew. Let's just not be all pretty about this here. It was laxatives, right? And when I say
Thought that was
laxatives,
coming.
well, yes, it was not. It was like laxatives with superpowers. Like it was bad. So anyway, so it said it should start within like an hour, and I'm sitting there thinking, right, nothing's happening yet. 2 hours passed. I thought, God, it's not worked on me. This maybe I don't need it after all. 3 hours passed. We're just about to put I'm a Celebrity on, and I literally missed all of I'm a Celebrity because I spent the whole time in the toilet.
Flipping heck.
It was really bad. And then the next morning, I have to get up at 5 o'clock and have it again,
Oh,
and it
what?
started all over again. And then I went to the hospital. I had to go in, and it was basically a capsule. It was
Right.
about that big. It was a big, big capsule. I had to swallow it, right, with some water. And then they gave me like this pack that attached to my body, and it was like a monitor.
All
And they
right.
said that this tablet, it's really incredible how it works, but the tablet takes thousands and thousands of pictures all the way down your throat and your stomach and all the way through your digestive system. And it sends the images to this little machine that you've got attached to you. And
Oh, well.
I was like, how clever is that?
It's like in a
So I'm
space, the
walking,
film.
well, I know, yeah.
Didn't have a couple
And
of
I,
little people
I
in it,
walked,
did it?
sorry,
Didn't have a couple of little people in it, did it?
I hope not. I mean, I hope there was no photographers in there. It wouldn't have been the best sight to see. I can't imagine. But anyway, I walked home from the hospital thinking, dear Lord, just get me home. Please
Yeah.
just get home. Like, I can't have anything going on in the street.
Yeah,
So
that's although you are in
I
Middlesbrough,
got,
you are in Middlesbrough. People have seen worse.
well, yeah, I suppose that is true. I mean, I've seen a few anyway without a capsule in the street. So I got home, and then I had to like carry on with this medication, which was
Right.
awful. And then to be quite blunt about it, Matthew, what you've got to do is this camera travels all the way through, and then obviously it disperses itself. But the lady said to me, when it, I don't know
He is.
how else to really say this. When it appears, um, yeah, just I said, do you need me to bring it back? And she was like, no.
They don't get reused. I can't imagine.
She
Things
said,
aren't
no,
that
please
tight on
don't
the
bring it
NHS.
back.
But
I wouldn't like to think they get reused when I swallowed it. But yeah, anyway, let's just say when it did appear, right, it was still, I mean, I looked down and it was still flashing, right? And then it dawned on me, oh my God, it's still taking photographs right now. So not only, did this little camera get, a very not so nice view, but it also at the end had my head peeping over the toilet seat and probably caught photos of me like spying over the seat at it and everything. And I thought, oh my God, it's still taking photographs. So I quickly just got rid of it. But yeah, it was I thought we can see the funny side of it at the end of the day, and these things should be talked about.
tell you what, you could make quite some collage
Yeah,
out of
I
those
thought I
pictures.
would. Well, I just feel sorry for the person who has to see them, to be quite honest. I should have
Yeah.
gave them a little wave.
So is everything?
So yeah, now you know what I expect.
Yeah, lovely. So is everything all right? Like, have you had your results? Are you all right?
Well, I think it's okay. It was more for precaution really, but I've not had any results back as of yet. But yeah, I thought, do you know what? Let's just talk about it because what can be more funnier than that, really?
Yeah.
You have to see the
Well,
funny side.
I have to say, it reminds me of me after a few pints of Guinness. Sounds like a very similar experience, but without the photographs.
Oh, well, that could have just been, I could have damned 2 pints of Guinness. That would have been a lot easier for me.
Yeah, it's nice Guinness. But yes, not so nice the next
I
day.
like Guinness.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad that's behind you, so to speak. Yeah,
Matthew, that's not the right word to use.
no, I know. Pardon the pun. But yeah, it sounds. Yeah, sounds very unpleasant. That. So have you?
Yeah.
Hopefully, you've had some good food this week to uh make up for your deprivations of last.
Well, the only thing I could possibly think about the whole time that I was starving eating was a nice big fat chip butty with peas all over it and a
Oh,
packet of Rolos.
oh,
So as soon as I was able to eat, I ordered myself a chip butty from the chippy. And it came, and because I'd been so hungry for so long, I couldn't even stomach it properly.
I
You
was
know, when your
wondering
stomach
that,
shrinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
trying to like shovel it in, but it just wouldn't go down.
oh well, doesn't sound like an experience to repeat in a hurry.
No, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't have give it 5 stars. Like I would definitely want a refund if I'd have paid for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you for the update. And yeah. So if anyone's got any questions about cameras and tubes and endoscopies and laxatives,
Uh, let,
then message in the
let's,
comments. No need to be shy about
yeah,
it.
let us hope.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
you'd
I
like
mean, we're
to
not
share
shy
your
here, are we? We're not shy.
If you'd like to share your laxative related stories in the comments,
Please do.
we can do a laxative special
Yeah,
edition with
we would love that.
all of your stories, and then that'll use it to inspire a new art collection.
I must
No, I'm
say,
just
I've not
thinking
been
of horrible
inspired.
things now. Matthew, stop it, stop it, stop it.
Well, no, I mean that is true though. If anybody might like to share any funny experiences with something similar, please feel free to share them. We'd love to hear. Make me feel better about mine.
Yes. Well, moving swiftly on. Well, which again, which you did. Um, Swift movement. Anyway, Matthew, shut up. Right. Um, I'm thrown now, Nat. I think I'm going to have to let you carry on with your next story. I don't think you can top that. So, yeah.
Any next stories? Actually, yes, I got a surprise yesterday.
Okay. A good one, I
I
hope.
have done a video for it. I haven't shared it to my page yet. So,
Oh, I
you know
think,
Colin May?
say again, sorry.
You know Colin May,
Yes. Yeah.
the artist,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So, you know he follows us and he shares a lot of his artwork
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the art group. Yeah, so he'd sent me a message a little while ago and he'd said, "Oh, would it be okay if I create something for you?" And I said, "Oh, yeah." I said, "Oh, that would be really, really lovely. So thank you very much." Anyway, he'd said, "Well, I want it to have you in it. Is it okay if I can have some photographs and like, as a reference?" And he said, "I don't want to tell you what I'm
You
doing."
didn't send him your camera from last week, did you?
No, but maybe, I mean, it could have been a bit,
Atmos
a bit of a surprise.
beautiful inside and out. Yeah, I'm onto something there. Right, right. I've shut me up, Nat. Just tell me to shut up. Right.
Well, I hope that's what my result says, Matthew.
Yeah. 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 Oh, brilliant. Anyway, right, shut up. Go on.
But yeah, I really want to see what it looks like now. I'm intrigued to see
Yeah.
what the footage would look like.
Yeah.
But yes, anyway, going back to Colin. Yeah, so he said he's not going to show me or tell me what he was going to create. He's going to surprise me with it. So I didn't even know he'd sent it actually, and it came yesterday. So I'll quickly grab it and I'll show it. One
Okay.
minute. Right, it has got lights on it, and
Yeah.
I've left the lights on so you can see.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Not
wow.
sure if you can see.
How cool is
I'll
that?
bring it a bit closer. So he's done a portrait of me, and then I'm holding his artwork that he done of Clint Eastwood, and then it's got my name on it.
Oh, it's cigarettes lighting.
Yeah, his cigarettes lit up.
How cool is
It like
that?
flickers. And that's not everything. So I'm gonna have to take you into my bedroom a minute to that sounds so
As
wrong.
long as it's not the toilet.
Yeah, it's not the toilet. So I'll pop it in. It has to be in the dark for me to
Yeah,
show
yeah,
this to you.
yeah.
So 1 second.
Okay.
I'll bring you with me.
Okay.
So in the dark. So as you can see, it's up there.
Yeah.
And then it's
Wow.
got UV light.
That's brilliant, that.
And then if you use this light to charge it up, right, watch what it does when you remove the light. So we'll give it a bit of charge.
Oh, wow.
How cool is that?
It's brilliant. Oh, I
And
love
the
that.
eyes light up and everything.
It's fantastic.
It's
How long did
absolutely amazing.
do you know how long
Sorry.
does it take him to create something like that?
Um, to be honest, it didn't take him that long, really. He did that quite fast. Yeah,
Brilliant,
I
that.
think a couple of weeks, if that. And honestly, I mean, he kept giving me little updates, but not like telling me what it is.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, and I've just spoke to him actually. He called me before we'd done the podcast, and he said to me like he wanted to put everything that he's learned with art into it. So
Oh,
it actually it's used like polyfiller that makes it stand out. Like my shoulder on it actually comes out of the picture slightly.
oh, really?
And then he's got the LEDs. He made the frame himself as well, or his dad did. I know his dad helped him with a lot of the
Didn't
like
it?
the technical things. I'm not sure which part his dad did, but they did work together quite a lot on it. And
Oh,
but yeah, I was so took back.
that's brilliant, that. How long's he been doing work for, do you know? Because I know obviously I've seen his stuff, it's very unique. Um,
Yeah, it's very, very unique.
yeah, so how long's he
I
been doing it for,
don't
do you know?
know. I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure. I know that he's. I mean, we've seen the Clint Eastwood piece that he did
Yeah,
with the he done like a light up cigar on that one,
yeah.
didn't he? But yeah, he sort of used that picture and made it so I'm holding his artwork and
That's
it's got the
really
cigar
cool.
lighting up.
It's
But do
really
you know
cool,
what?
that. Yeah, well, yeah, well, we'll maybe have to invite him on to be a guest, and he can tell us more
Yeah,
about.
well,
But I think next year we'll need to do that. Get some like
yeah,
start getting some guests from your group, if provided they're happy to be on camera with us, of course. But yeah, it's so I'd love to hear about, like say there's so many like different and unique artists in your group that
yeah, there is.
um, I'd love to hear more about how they create what they do, and what their inspirations were, and their how they got into creating stuff. Yeah, I think yeah, definitely have to do that next year, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think to get people on and we can have some questions set up and interview them
Yeah, yeah.
basically, I think that would be really, really good. And it's always good for artists to share things and talk about what inspired them
Yeah,
because it can also
absolutely.
help somebody who's watching as well.
Yeah.
Um, but that the Clint Eastwood that he's painted on that, he repainted it. It's not a print of the one he did.
Oh,
So
really?
he actually, yeah, he damn scaled it and had to paint it all again.
Flipping heck.
I know, it's
So much,
incredible,
so
really
much
is.
work must have gone into that.
It did. I mean, you can totally see he's poured his heart and soul into that
Yeah.
piece. It's incredible.
It's brilliant. That God, it must have been did you get an unboxing video?
No, because what I can't say what it is here because my daughter might watch this, but
Okay.
God help her if she does and she hears what I've been talking about. Um, so I thought it was a present that I've been waiting for my daughter,
Okay.
right? And it came on the Sunday, so I was so confused because I didn't think Royal Mail delivered on Sundays. And it came, and I was thinking, God, I hope that's not Shannon's present because if it is, it's been squashed because it shouldn't be that far. And so he didn't tell me he'd sent it. So
All right. That must have been a great surprise.
yeah, I opened it up and I thought, what the hell is it? Like, I'm not expecting anything, and that it can't be her present. So I'm opening, I'm looking, thinking, what on earth? And then it dawned on me when I
Yeah,
started
yeah.
sliding out. I was like, oh my God, he sent it. But yeah, I feel very lucky to be the owner of it now, actually. I
Yeah,
really
it's
do.
brilliant. Well, seeing because I saw your post that says
Yeah,
about you received something and you were going to share it, but no, it's fantastic that. I think as well, it's like I don't know because you say obviously you create a lot of stuff for other people, so having something
yeah.
for you must have been really, yeah, been really nice.
Yeah, it did. It made a look because, like you said there, yeah. I mean, I do surprise people with art and stuff a lot, and it is, yeah, you don't expect it back, and
Yeah, yeah,
so yeah, it was really, it took me by such surprise. Not only did it come and I didn't know it was coming, but when I opened it up and seen how brilliant it was, I
yeah,
was just
yeah,
like, oh my God, yeah.
yeah. Ah, it's really cool that. So if anyone wants to send anything to me, um, no, Colin, no, 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 but honestly, no, it's fantastic that. So yeah, big shout out to Colin for that, and maybe I don't know if well, obviously you'll be
But
sharing that in your group, but maybe with
yeah, I'll tag him.
yeah,
I'll tag him on the description in
yeah,
here. And also his art page is the art of Colin May, but we'll add it in there anyway so
yeah.
people can find his page
Yeah,
and
so encourage people to take a look at his work. Yeah,
yeah,
fantastic, brilliant.
yeah.
Well, I'd like to share like something really cool that's happened to me.
Oh,
So I boxing's my like passion of mine has been for
yeah,
since I was a bairn, and say I now knock out depression, my boxing themed mental health programs that I do. But so I've painted a number of boxers, because I paint portraits people that kind of mostly it's people that either I really admire or been a fan of, or that inspire
mm,
me in some way, or even people who've been kind of iconic in my life that might be people
yeah,
I don't like necessarily. But anyway, one of my favorite fighters, favorite boxers. Um, Also one of the best boxers of the last 50 years. Fantastic guy called James Toney. I've got a massive list of people to paint, and he's been on that. And anyway, I've had quite a few commissions recently, so I haven't had as much chance to paint people that I've wanted to
yeah,
paint for a while. So anyway, I painted him, and he was an American fighter. From Michigan. And for people who haven't heard of him, most people have heard of Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank. And when they fought back in the early 90s, uh,
yeah,
James Toney was considered the number one man in their division at that time, and neither of them fought him. And Chris Eubank has since said he wanted no part of him because he couldn't have beaten him. He was that good. Anyway,
yeah,
so I painted him, and because I've worked in boxing for a long time, and I was able to kind of connect with James Toney, and sent him a, a photo of the painting that I'd painted of him,
oh, did you?
and he really liked it, and he shared it on his socials, which is obviously brilliant. And then
Did he?
yeah, yeah. And then I got
That's
I got a
brilliant.
message. I got a message one night
Yeah.
asking if I could paint him something else. And I'm like,
Oh wow.
and like I'd posted a print out to him. So after he'd seen the thing, I posted him a physical copy of the print.
Yeah.
And and then I got this message, and I'm thinking, is this a wind up? Like, and I thought, no, and I knew it was him because say my friend put me in touch with him. Anyway,
Yeah.
so he he sent me a couple of photos of him, from his fighting days, and then he said, "Oh, actually, could you paint um me and my wife? It's a birthday coming up.
Oh,
Can you paint me and my wife?" And he sent me two photos of them together. He said, Can you put these two together into one painting?" And
yeah,
so I kind of mocked it up on Canva, in terms of how I'd position them. And
yeah.
yeah, he loved it. And he said, "Right, yeah, you just kind of crack on. I'll leave you do what you do." And I knew it was going to have to be much bigger than anything I'd painted before. Uh, to fit them all in and to do it
Yeah.
justice. Um, so, like I said, I've always painted on 10 by 12, and I think it's about 24 by 18-inch canvas. But also, I've only ever painted on canvas board, which is obviously
Mm,
very firm. Painting on a
yeah.
canvas, obviously, it's got that give.
It's springy, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And also, I normally paint on, I've got a desktop easel. So I'm sat at a
Right.
table with my legs uh, under the table. So I'm very close up to it, and I have the reference picture up on my computer, which is on the same table. So you have that, or I do anyway, that setup where everything's in the same place, and
Used
so
to
you're
it.
comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
So this one was a challenge in so many different ways because one, it's like four portraits in one. And but then, like logistically, I've got a bigger easel as well, and so I set that up. But then I had to move it somewhere else, and because the canvas is so big, just getting it set up, and then I started painting, and I realised I didn't have anywhere to put my elbow to. I must paint with my elbow on the table, and I had so just all these things were coming up, and as I was doing it, and how to angle it so I can look at that and look at the picture without like my aching joints, like without my back going or
Ended up with a
something.
bad thing.
Yeah, and so it was quite a kind of challenge from that point of view, and because I was sat further away, so I can lean dead close to um, the desktop, but with the easel, because obviously I can't get my legs any closer to it because they'll knock it over anyway. So I got it, and it took me a lot longer than I thought it would. Um,
Mm,
and yeah, it's like four people on one thing. It's like more work than four individual things because you
getting
put
them all, you've got to. This is one of the reasons why I don't really enjoy working on more than one. It's because you've got to get them all in proportion to
yeah
each other, and that's
yeah
quite difficult sometimes.
yeah it is, and that and the angles and because
Mm,
in terms of the reference photo you have to alter slightly to fit them together in a way that
yeah.
looks good. So yeah, so there was a lot of challenge, but I was really, I thought, no, I felt ready to kind of take on kind of a challenge like that. But then I got it finished, and then I wanted to do another coat on the background. I think I'd done it a bit too dark and I wanted to lighten it. And then
Yeah.
paint wasn't going on right. It got very blobby. So it just ended up, the background looked really patchy. And I'm like, oh, I
Oh
was
God.
gutted because like obviously I've done all this time getting it right. And then and I tried and it just wouldn't go on smooth. So I ended up um I just got a sponge and I just dabbed it, so created a different effect, and that looked really good. So again, I've never done anything like that before, so I was very pleased with myself about that. But then, so I got it done. He loved it, which I'm the undisputed champion of painting. Fantastic. So, so I got it.
That's brilliant that you loved it, and the fact that you went to do one thing, like what Bob Ross says, happy
Happy
little accidents.
accidents,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So,
yeah.
and that,
What
and
it's all
it
about,
was,
isn't it?
that it's that kind of mindset, and I am quite good at it. And it's one thing I've learned through painting. It's like anything's fixable, or touch wood and
Yeah.
all. So far, it has been. Yeah, my mindset tends to be right. There's a solution to this. I've just got to find it, rather
Yeah.
than like I've done all that work and I've ruined it, which your
You
brain
can't
can't
really
easily
ruin
go
a
there.
painting, can you?
No, exactly. It's just
Yeah.
right.
You can always paint over it. I think it's a lot harder when you're using a pencil on paper because it won't always
Yeah,
rub off.
yeah, yeah.
So I
Well,
think painting tends to be, you can be a bit more free and not have to
yeah.
worry too much about it.
Well, that's one of the things. I think acrylic definitely. I mean, I've say it's acrylic that I use, and yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And I've noticed that even when I'm painting, like I'm much looser in that,
Yeah.
knowing that I can tighten it and tidy it as I go. But anyway, then so I had it done, and he really liked it. But then the next challenge was getting it over. He's in California,
Oh God.
and I thought I didn't know how to wrap it up. I didn't know. Um, I was really worried about it getting damaged. Um,
Mm,
and so as you do, went on YouTube, looked at kind of how to pack art to send and whatever. And I ended up. So I went to the post office, and they said we don't have any packaging that's that big.
yeah.
So, because I'd done my packaging, which was I'd got a particular type of paper that doesn't where basically it doesn't mark or damage the surface of the canvas. I can't remember what it's called, particular type of paper. But anyway, I got that, and that
Right.
protects the surface. Then load of bubble wrap. Then old cardboard boxes, which I managed to get, and then just cut chunks of that off. So you have a layer of cardboard, then
Yeah.
complete. So then the paper again, the bubble wrap again, another load of
Oh
cardboard.
God. Is it
Honestly,
about that thick?
it was an absolute mess. And then all the kind of parcel tape. What a state it, honestly, you think it's going to arrive and they'll be thinking, what the hell's this?
It'll
Uh,
arrive and they can play past the parcel with it.
yeah, well, you wouldn't want an unboxing video of that, I tell you. Um, but so when I took it to the post office, I said, "Oh well, we've got nothing big enough." So that what I can do is wrap it in bin bags.
Oh God.
So so it basically ended up in two bin bags taped together. And but I'd also got some, like the corner things you put on corners of tables to stop
Oh
kids
yeah.
banging their heads or
Yeah.
stop it hurting if they do bang their head. So I got them so each of the corners was protected so that wouldn't get bashed about and damaged. Anyway, uh, it cost me a fortune to post it, thanks Donald
Yeah.
Trump.
I
Um,
can just think, yeah, the
yeah,
last one I sent cost an absolute fortune to
yeah.
America.
I mean, it was a commission piece. I was paid for it, so
Yeah.
it's still eye-watering. I didn't pay
Yeah.
that much to put, but it was, but yeah, it arrived safely, and yeah. So I was like, so yeah, so he's now the proud owner of a
Oh,
Matthew Williams original in his house. Yeah, uh,
that's absolutely amazing. And you must feel really proud of yourself for that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just well,
And
honestly, the thing is, it's surreal. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like.
well, the fact he's approached you after you've sent him that
Yeah,
and he's wanted more of your work, which is just an absolute huge compliment to
yeah,
start. And the fact that not only does he want your work, but he's willing to pay the money for your
yeah,
work,
yeah,
which is, and that's how it should be. Artists should get appreciated,
yeah, yeah,
but not everybody does. And that's the thing. So the fact that he's understood like all the work you put into it, the time it's taken, the materials, and
yeah,
and
yeah,
he's happily paid you for your
yeah.
work. I think it's such
Uh,
a wonderful compliment.
And it is, and I'll tell you, it was really when I did the mock up for him because he said,
Yeah,
"Could you sort of put them together?" And I did, and when he said something, like, "Oh, I see, you're like you're really creative, like." I'll just leave you. You just do what you want with it. Like no, it's just yeah, you just crack on. And I was and yeah, and then saying then that he's been sharing my stuff on his page, and it's just and it one of the other things that it made me well, let's say it made me think it didn't. It brought back to something I kind of already know, but it's that I worked in boxing for a lot of years, and through that I met a lot of people I watched growing up on telly. I've, been around Olympic champions, world champions, and
Yeah.
like I say, people watch on telly. I had a meeting with Barry McGuigan. I was telling him I used to batter him on Barry McGuigan's boxing on the Commodore 64. Um, and and it's like I always, you have that kind of bit of awe
Yeah.
about working with. So, you're professional and stuff, but I never wanted to lose that, get
Mm.
blasé about it. I like, it's like, God, I'm lucky to do this. But they're just people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And people generally appreciate other people being interested in them and what they've done. And so sending him a picture, I thought, no matter who you are, what you've done, like people generally appreciate stuff like it's a big compliment, isn't it? To
Yeah.
for
Of course it is.
your portrait.
Yeah, I mean, even when Colin's done that one of me, I mean, it's such a huge compliment.
Yeah,
I'm like,
absolutely.
I'm really taken back by the fact that somebody's wanted to use me as a reference.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I know myself when I'm using people for references, if I want to use a person for a reference, it's because either there's something about that person,
yeah,
whether it's somebody like, could be a random one, it could be a familiar one. And if it's somebody familiar, it's because they've made an impact on my life in some way, like
yeah,
what you've just described. But then if it's like a random person, it's because I've liked the way they look for that certain,
yeah,
that's what I
yeah,
imagined. So it's kind of like the fact somebody's actually approached me and wanted, to do a drawing of me and a
yeah, yeah,
painting of me. It's
yeah,
just like, yeah, it's a huge compliment,
yeah.
especially when we do this ourselves as well. Do you know the work that's gone into it?
I was just about to say, yeah, and it's the care that goes into it, isn't it? It's the
Yeah,
you do you want, but you're putting part of yourself in it, and
yeah, you are.
it's just, and I suppose the kind of point of saying that is that, yeah, yeah, it's a massive thing for me. Again, I would never have thought that something like that had happened, but it is that
Yeah,
about, not being afraid to put yourself out there and your work out there, and I remember, yeah, because you had the one with James Blunt, didn't you? Had that thing, and you put stuff
yeah.
out, don't you? Saying, is there any way I'd love to get this signed? Or I'd love him to see this, and and
Yeah, but
I
to be fair, Matthew, we looked pretty desperate to get that one signed. Like that was,
it's all
we
right.
stood outside the back door, and I basically was like quite drunk at the time because we'd just been to his concert and was begging the security guard, please take it in and get him a sign.
James Blunt's cool,
Like,
though, isn't he? I think he'd,
yeah, I just really wanted his signature,
yeah,
But the things you've got to do for these things, I mean, he happily signed it,
yeah,
he did take, because the security were a little bit like, oh, well, we don't really think we can. And I was like, oh, please just try.
yeah.
And then he'd come back.
Well, I
Would
just
have
think,
been nice
like,
if James wanted to come down holding it, though,
yeah,
and
yeah,
had a
yeah,
picture with him.
yeah. Well,
I had to get a picture for the security guard.
I was going to say that I think is almost like the ultimate compliment, isn't it? Of, see, I'd love that seeing,
Mm.
someone with a photo of that, them with the portrait that I've painted. But no, I do. I think
Yeah,
that.
but you can't ask for that,
Say again, sorry.
You can ask for that. Usually, if I've sent especially if it's been like a gift commission, I'll say like if it's a celebrity person or someone well known from TV or something, I'll just say like I want to gift it to you, but can you, if possible, can you just send me a picture of you holding it so
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
post it to my page?
Well,
And
well,
that's what I just ask. I'm
well,
just cheeky. I just ask.
but that's exactly it, isn't it? And I suppose that don't be
Yeah,
afraid to be cheeky, because it says if someone is a dick towards you, then they're a dick. You know what I mean? Like that's no
yeah,
reflection on you. And but say generally most, I don't know. I like to think most people are kind of nice and saying and do
yeah,
appreciate the fact that you've taken that time and effort, and it's really nice when someone you look up to and admire, and particularly someone who is, exceptional in their field. And like I said, I mean, this
Mm.
James Tony, one of the best fighters I've ever seen. And anyway, and then for them to appreciate, a talent you have.
Yeah,
Oh, fantastic. But you mentioned that about the gifting, like, and I'm conscious of time, so you've got school run coming up. So we'll
yeah. I have to
leave,
go and
leave it
it'll
on a
be.
cliffhanger.
I usually run to get over anyway, so it won't make much difference. But I've got about 3 more minutes.
Well,
Although
I'll
I'm
leave.
surprised Molly hasn't knocked at the door yet.
Well, so I'll leave it as a cliffhanger because I've painted someone else who I've managed to get it to then, and I gifted it to, because
Oh,
then there's
did you?
reasons for that I'll explain in a future podcast. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, which again maybe we'll be able to talk about on the next one.
Yeah.
You don't have to, but I'll mention it now anyway, very quickly. But it was fantastic seeing your painting on the cover of that magazine.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Do you know what? I'd
Fantastic, that.
forgot about that because it's been so long since we've done a pod,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah. Oh, thanks very
but
much,
that might be
Matthew.
something if you would like, maybe next time, say if
Yeah.
you'd like to say anything about that. But yeah, that's fantastic painting. And saying
Yeah.
again, it must have been a real thrill when you saw it being used on the cover.
It was because it's like for what I painted that particular
Yeah,
piece for, like about I think it was 2024. It was nice to see it being used in the way that I'd paint, like for
yeah,
the same reasons that I'd painted
yeah,
it.
yeah,
But yeah, it was a massive compliment because they reached out to me from like
yeah,
nowhere and was asking. But I won't lie, at first I was a bit worried. Is it a scam? Like has someone trying
yeah,
to get me
yeah,
to
yeah.
send it?
I
And I
can't give
wasn't
them
sure,
that.
so I
Yeah.
went online and looked them up and I thought, right, okay, maybe it's not. It's just me being paranoid. But you've got to be a bit paranoid about stuff like that this day and
There's all
age.
kinds of rubbish that you get,
Yeah.
scams that you get sent, isn't there?
Yeah, there's loads of
Loads of
people like
people love my work and want to inquire about buying it.
NFTs.
Yeah, flipping heck. Yeah, shocking.
Somebody messaged me before and asked to buy a picture, and it was a horrific picture, by the way. I painted it of my stepchildren. Honestly, like my stepdaughter and my two stepsons. Oh, it was terrible. Like one of my very, very first oil paintings. Like, oh, do you know, you just look back and think, God, that's
Yeah.
hideous. And the worst part was, I actually gave it to their mum. And she must have thought, oh, but she did say to
Thought you
me she
didn't
loved it at
thought
the
you didn't
time.
like
So
her kids.
probably,
Oh, having a dig at her.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah. It was very early in my marriage as well, so you can only imagine.
The thing is, so it's
I have
funny,
done
isn't
more
it?
lovely ones of them since, so I will
Yeah.
add.
But it's funny, isn't it, though? Like I'm at that stage now where I'm looking at things I did before, and I thought were really good at the time, and I think, God, that's awful.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's
that's
all
the
part
thing.
of
At the
getting you
time,
there. It's all part of
yeah,
getting to where you are.
they're the most important pieces, aren't they? The ones that are terrible, the
Yeah.
ones that get you to where you are now. But yeah, some random woman messaged me and asked to buy it, and I was like, "Is she having a laugh?" Like, yeah, I was like, "Yeah, okay."
Right. That will wrap it there.
Yeah,
We're still
I'll have to
managing.
leg
Yeah,
it to the floor.
I feel I could keep going on for ages, which I usually do. But
I know we've got more to talk about, haven't we?
yeah.
We'll
So
have to
we'll,
do another
we'll
one this week
I was going to say
if you've
we'll
got,
get like if things are quietening down
yeah,
work wise. So yeah, we'll get one booked in for over the Christmas period. We'll get another one done.
yeah, yeah. Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Sounds good.
Always a pleasure, Nat Mossart.
Yep, it's always a pleasure. And it's nice to get a lot of things off my chest in this podcast.
Yeah, not just your chest, but anywhere. Yeah. Get them out of your
Yeah, go
system.
on.
Oh, right. Enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you everyone
Yeah,
who's
I've got
watching.
someone knocking at the door.
All right. Okay.
I
Well, you
can't hear.
better. See you soon. Bye.
I've got someone at the door. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.